also want to run a small comparison amongst 3 different trademarks to demonstrate how the eligibility is across them and what kind of contrast there is when you look at something that's clearly ineligible versus something that very much has all of the requirements. So here we have ShipQuick, which, as you know, has all of the requirements. It's on the principal register. It has the correct status descriptor. It has the correct mark information type. And now I'm going to compare that to 2 different trademarks that are ineligible. And I'll explain a little bit of why they are ineligible. Here we're looking at a trademark that has a dead application status in the common descriptor, which, as you know, from the eligibility, a live registration issued and active is the preferred status. So that's one of the ways in which it does not meet the eligibilities, despite this trademark having all of the other elements that would make it eligible, right? This trademark has a principal register, the mark information qualifies. So having basically 2 out of the 3 elements is not quite enough. Amazon is very specific and very strict in having all of the elements completed, or I should say, just be the appropriate ones that they've deemed create eligibility. So again, this would not be a mark that I would confidently be able to submit an application for. I just know that I would expect Amazon to send me a message after applying stating you're not eligible, and then giving me the reason for that. Another ineligible trademark that stands out as well is one whose register is in the supplemental instead of the principal. So again, here you have some elements that would qualify, but you just don't have all of the elements together. You do have a live issue and active. The mark information, again, is correct. You have, again, that 2 out of 3 kind of situation where you're almost there, but not quite, because your register does not meet the eligibility requirements set forth by Amazon, which is that principal register. So just a recap. Sometimes you can have almost every element, but just understanding that all together, they're going to be scrutinized and definitely make it so that you have a rejected application in the long run. So looking at all the tiny nuanced details and looking at how, in this example, the incorrect register would make it ineligible. And then in this other example, it's the common status descriptor having a dead application refused, dismissed, or invalidated would make it so that your application is denied. In both cases, the standing would just not give you the confidence to believe that you really could participate in brand registry. So looking out for details, looking at options. In both of these cases where your trademark is ineligible, I think the consideration for something like IP Accelerator would definitely be an option. And IP Accelerator and all its information can also be found on the website for brand services. And if you look at the FAQ for IP Accelerator, they've made it pretty straightforward for you to get in contact with a service provider, pre-approved set of attorneys that will help you so that you can register a new trademark. So if you have currently a trademark that doesn't meet eligibility and you have to go down the route of registering either a new trademark or just looking at your options, I always advise that IP Accelerator be a consideration that you take, both because of the speed of being able to get a registration or a serial number, and because it's also something that you can find within Seller Central. So it's not too much of a leap for you to be able to access those services. The service provider network is found within Seller Central. It'll give you an opportunity to select where you're located, where you want to sell, and then specifically look for the service that you are looking to get some assistance with. So I will select IP Accelerator, hit search, and it will redirect me to a variety of different basically offering lawyers. So you can scroll through, look for someone. These also have a variety, I would say, of ways for you to observe whether they've done a good job with previous trademarks or any of those things. And they're also star rated, but contacting the provider is not too difficult, you go ahead and fill this out and go ahead and express your interest in either a trademark of some sort. And that would be an alternative if you are trying to start your trademark filing, if you're in a position where you've recognized that your current trademark does not meet the eligibilities and you're looking for an alternative. There can be a whole bunch of different reasons why you're pursuing a new trademark. Maybe your product line has expanded, or you're adding something different to your business and you're looking for that additional trademark to be better representation of your brand or your new brand on Amazon. So lots of different reasonings, but wanted to definitely show you where you can find all of that and where you can submit your request for an IP accelerator, and trying to find the law firm that is a fit for you. Trying to find the law firm that is a good fit for you. If you have any questions about the IP Accelerator program, please comment below. I also want to introduce you to another helpful resource we have available. The Ultimate Amazon Playbook is an excellent source of detailed information with over 100 pages of tips and tricks to dominate the marketplace.